My name's Krista Kathleen. I am a full-time life coach, a spiritual business mentor, and the founder of the Born to Coach Training Academy. And I'm sure as you begin your exploration towards figuring out if you're meant to become a professional coach or not, you're looking for all the clues and signs to help you to figure out if this is the best next path for you to take. So I've been working closely with new life coaches from all over the world, and I see a lot of common signs that people are meant to become a life coach. And I want to share some of those with you today. So the first sign is that you love personal development work and you can't get enough of it. I'm sure your Kindle is filled with self-help books. You love listening to podcasts as you're walking your dog or driving to work. And you probably love binging on Netflix documentaries. And I'm sure Brene Brown is your spirit animal. I know that she's definitely my spirit animal. Basically, you just love challenging yourself and seeing how you can take your life to that next level of fulfillment. The second sign is that you've probably overcome a lot of challenging events in your life, and now you feel called to turn your pain into purpose, and you want to help others overcome challenges as well. Right before I decided to become a life coach in 2016, I went through a really messy divorce and a tragic job loss. It was definitely my rock bottom and one of the most painful events of my life. So when I became a life coach, I started sharing my story online, and my story attracted the people who were meant to work with me. And I ended up working with a lot of women who also lost their jobs or were ready to switch careers and do more fulfilling work or had recently gone through divorces. So it was so healing for me to see that I had gone through everything for a reason, and now that I could help people to overcome similar type of events and give them hope that they could thrive after going through really difficult times. Right, the third sign that you're meant to become a life coach is you enjoy helping others. So getting to help others and see their life become better because of you is probably coffee for your soul. And I bet you're already in a service helping profession. So maybe you're like me, or I was a nurse before I became a life coach, or maybe you're a social worker or a teacher or a therapist, because like we said, you already enjoy helping people. And you probably see life coaching as a way to continue helping people, but to do it more on your own terms. Number 4 is people probably naturally are drawn to you and they open up and they share intimate details about their life with you. You probably have this inviting presence that just feels very safe for people, and it feels natural for them to open up and want them to tell you things about what's going on in their life. I don't know about you, but every time I go to the grocery store and I'm waiting in line at the grocery store, somehow I end up in conversation with the person behind me. And then the next thing I know, they're either crying or they're telling me their goals in life or something really hard and challenging that they just went through. And it's just like within minutes, we're already connecting on this deep level. And sometimes it's really exciting to have this gift and be able to help people in this way. And then other times it can be a little annoying as well, because I just want to get my grocery shopping done. The fifth sign is that you're a really good listener. And this is a great skill to already have, because running a professional life coaching session, you're going to be doing active listening most of the time during the session already. So in our Born to Coach Training Academy, we teach the ICF, known as the International Coaching Federation methodology. And what they recommend is that 80% of the time in your session with your clients, that you're listening to them talk. So being a really great listener is a really useful and powerful skill, and we're going to help you to expand upon this to really help take your clients' lives to that next level. The sixth sign is that you're a sensitive, introverted empath like myself. Now, unfortunately, a lot of times people associate these traits negatively, but actually they're amazing traits to have to become a really great life coach. Being sensitive and introverted and empathic allows you to deeply connect with other human beings and also allows you to be really in tune with what's going on with them as well. So I know sometimes we can really shame ourselves for having these qualities. I know that I'm still doing a lot of inner work around this topic as well. But I've really seen that people that have these qualities, it makes them excellent coaches. And in the Academy, we'll teach you how to lean more into these gifts as a way to really help your clients. And the seventh and last sign is that your current job is not feeling fulfilling anymore, and you feel like coaching is your true purpose and your path in life in order to create a bigger and more positive impact on this earth. I remember right before I got fired from my nursing career, I was thinking about quitting anyways, because I just felt like, even though nursing is an incredible profession and we absolutely need nurses in this world, I just felt like it wasn't my true calling, and there was something else out there that was wanting me to answer it in order to serve people on a deeper level. So if you're currently feeling this way as well, then I'm sure that becoming a life coach is your next step towards creating that fulfillment for yourself and being able to serve humanity. So if you're currently feeling this way as well, then I'm sure that becoming a life coach is a way to answer your true calling and to serve humanity on a deeper level.
Okay, so the first thing that you need to know before choosing life coach training program is you don't have to have any specific type of background when it comes to education or training or certifications before you can start training as a coach. So a lot of times people think that maybe you need to be a therapist or a counselor or a social worker or a nurse or teacher or a business background or marketing background, or you need to already have your niche picked out, or you need to have already had experience coaching people. You don't need any of that before you go through a training program. If you think about it, you're paying the people to train you in a coach training program to help you learn all of this stuff, to help you learn how to be an amazing transformational coach and how to build a successful online coaching business. Okay, the second thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is there is a big difference between certification and accreditation. Any Joe Schmo can create a life coach certification program. You could create a life coach certification program tomorrow if you wanted to and to start certifying coaches. Right now, the coaching world is unregulated, meaning that anyone can call themselves a coach and anyone can start charging and coaching people without any type of formal training or background, which is in some ways good. There's a lot of room for flexibility, but in other ways, it's a little bit scary too, because there's a lot of people out there who are doing scammy and slimy things in the coaching world. So you really want to make sure that when you're hiring a coach or you're going through a coach training program, that you're getting the best of the best and it's met a certain level of standards that ensures that you're going to get high quality coaching and training. What I recommend is choosing a coach training program that has been accredited through the International Coaching Federation, also known as the ICF. So let me break this down a little bit more and tell you how this works. You'll have to become a certified coach first before you can become an accredited coach. So you're going to choose a coach training program that is accredited through the ICF. So it needs to be 6 months or longer. It can be online or in person. And each coach training program is going to have like its own set of standards and guidelines and rules that you need to follow in order to graduate and pass and get your certificate from them. And then once you do that, you're going to also have to have 100 coaching hours, and then you're going to need to submit 2 recorded coaching calls, and you're going to have to pass the coach knowledge exam, which is a 200 exam online test that you can take from the comfort of your home. And you have to have that certificate from your coaching school. And then after you have all those things, you will either become an ACC, Associate Certified Coach, or a PCC, Professional Certified Coach. So I have my PCC, Professional Certified Coach. So it's also really important to get accredited as a life coach. Obviously it's important to have the good quality training and to ensure you have all the necessary skills to be an amazing coach to help your clients get amazing results. But also too, if you ever want to be a professional coach working for another company, they're also going to want to see that you have those credentials behind your last name as well. They don't care if you're a certified coach. That doesn't mean anything to them. They want to know that you are accredited through the ICF. Okay, so the third thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training certification program is there's 3 different levels of accreditations that you can choose from. So there's ACTP, which includes everything, ACSTH, which may not include everything you need to become accredited, and then CCE, continuing coach education. I would recommend choosing a coach training program that is at the ACTP level, which means it gives you 125 student contact hours, you get your 10 mentor hours, and then there's also an evaluation process as well that'll get you ready to apply for either your ACC or your PCC. This one is going to be the most expensive, the highest level investment, but I think it's 100% worth it, knowing that you don't need to go shopping around finding other things you need to graduate essentially from your coach training program and be ready to get accredited. So go for the ACTP level. And then once you become accredited, every 3 years, you're going to have to take little mini training programs that have 40 CCEs. So you can keep up on your skills and still be a really great coach. But do not choose a program that only has CCEs with the ICF for your first round of choosing an accredited life coach training program. So the fourth thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is this is going to be an investment. All right, you could be paying anywhere from $3,000 up to $15,000 or more. And like I said, if you choose that ACTP program, it is going to be the highest investment level. But if you think about it in the grand scheme of things, if you were to go back to school and get your master's or get your doctorate, you're going to be putting yourself anywhere from $50,000 up to $100,000 in debt or more, and not even assuring sometimes that you're going to get a good job out of it. On big picture level, this is actually a very low investment. That's how I looked at it. I paid $7,000 to go through my coach training program. I used my divorce money, best money ever spent. I quickly made that money back. So this is the cool thing too, is that by you learning how to start your own business, is that you will be able to learn how to quickly make that money back. And it's basically like you never paid it. But the cool thing is that you know now how to make money for the rest of your life, doing it through a job that is fulfilling and it gives you the freedom and flexibility that you crave. There's lots of interest-free payment plans that are available with different coach training programs as well to make it more affordable. So you don't have to pay it all in full. A lot of times there'll be 3-month plans, 6-month plans, 12-month plans. So, and sometimes the schools will be willing to work with you as well to co-create a payment plan that works for you. So just know this is something you really want. There is definitely a way to make it happen. Okay, so the fifth thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is that you can start coaching and making money right away. You can even start doing this before you join your coach training program. Like we talked about earlier, the coaching world is unregulated. And like I said, with my own experience, that I had run my coaching business for a year before starting the certification. So I don't want you to go in thinking like, okay, I need to do this 6-month training and then I can start coaching people, then I can start making money. No, absolutely not. And don't let any coach training company tell you otherwise. You can literally start coaching people right away. And that's actually the recommended thing to do because you're going to learn by doing. That's how you're going to become a really great coach. It's how you're going to get accredited faster. Remember, you need those 100 coaching hours, 100 paid coaching hours. Please go in with the mindset to start messy and to start coaching friends and family, and hopefully you're, ready to start charging. I did $50 a coaching session when I first started out. And then you can make as little or as much as you want as a coach. Now being a PCC, I charge $400 a coaching session. But like I said, when I first started out, I was at $50 a coaching session. And I will keep giving myself pay raises every year as I get more experience and I help my clients to get bigger and better results. So that's one of the beautiful things about the coaching world and having your own business is you can charge as little or as much as you want, and you can make as much money as you want. Woohoo! Okay, so the sixth thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is that your life is going to massively change when you start training to become a coach. I take this as a good thing, but I call it a spiritual awakening that you're going to have. And I see this happen for myself, and I've seen it happen in a lot of my students. When you say yes to this experience and this higher way of living and your purpose and everything, just everything starts to shift and change, and your relationships are going to change. You're going to start to love yourself more. You're going to have more confidence in yourself. You're going to just show up differently in the world. You're going to start to question things on a bigger level in a way that you've never done before. So just be ready for that and lean into it and embrace it. I know it can feel a little bit scary. Sometimes we don't always like change, but just know that this is happening in your favor to help you be the best coach possible. The more that you allow yourself to shift and change, you'll be able to really help your clients out more and hold space for them. So I guarantee this will happen on some level. It's going to happen in bigger ways for different people. But yeah, just know that this really is, it's a big thing that you're saying yes to. And it's like you're wanting to just consciously wake up more in the world and to look at yourself and be a different version of yourself. So that way you can just give more to the world and create more of an impact. So really let yourself lean into that. Don't resist it. Welcome the change and know that it's going to all happen for your higher good. The seventh thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is to practice listening to your intuition and trust yourself to make the right decision here. So if it feels good right now to go onto Udemy's website and to choose, a little life coach training program that maybe costs $50 or $100 and that just feels good right now, then go for it. Okay. Maybe that's what you need. Maybe you're not ready to go through a 6-month, $10,000 coach training program. And that's okay. Everyone's going to be at different levels of readiness. I'm also a registered yoga instructor. And I remember when I first started learning about yoga in college, I knew eventually I wanted to go through training through the Yoga Alliance program, which was more time and money and everything and energy. But I just wanted to go through a little weekend certification that cost a couple $100 and to get a taste of what it felt like to be a yoga instructor and to see if this is something that I wanted on a deeper level. It was a little bit different. Like I said, after practicing being a coach for a year, I was like, okay, I want the best of the best training. And I know I want to do this full time. I know I want to replace my nursing income. I never want to go back to being a nurse. So I was ready for the big coach training program. So it just depends where you're at in your journey, and there's no right or wrong place to be. I don't want to force you and say you have to go through an accredited coach training program. If you need to do something smaller right now, that's totally fine. Trust yourself, listen to your intuition, what feels right. Some of you may be ready to go through my coach training program right now. Some of you may not. Maybe you want to go through it later. It doesn't matter. It's just you get to decide how fast you want to take this journey, how much training, knowledge, and everything you bring along with you on this experience. So trust yourself that you'll make the right decision here and that there is no wrong decision to be made. Okay, the eighth thing that you need to know before choosing a life coach training program is there is going to be a time commitment that you need to put into every week. So I would say probably set aside about 4 to 6 hours between showing up for the group coaching calls and then attending the coaching labs. You're going to get to practice coaching. You'll also be partnered with a peer coach as well, where you'll get to practice one-on-one coaching with a peer. And then you'll also have your mentor hours as well that you'll need to complete. So you'll have 10 of those. 7 will be group coaching and then 3 will be one-on-one. I think it's good to know that ahead of time, that because a lot of people who do coach training programs already are working full-time or part-time. So just knowing to budget that in, it is possible. And, and for 6 months, things might be a little bit more jam-packed. But also remember too, if you want to quit your full-time day job and become a full-time coach, and you'll have as much freedom and flexibility as you need, sometimes you have to sacrifice a little bit in the beginning in order to get to go where you want to be going. So kind of like take a step back, zoom out, look at that bigger picture, and know that, yeah, okay, I'm, for the next 6 months, I'm gonna have to find 4 to 6 extra hours that maybe I feel like I don't necessarily have, but I know it's temporary, it's not forever, and that it's going to really help me to get to where I want to be going and to create the life that I desire to have. Okay, and the last thing that you need to know before choosing a coach training program is you can use the coach training skills however you want. I've seen lots of people get creative with using their coach training. You don't have to start your own business. Like I said, you can always work for another company. I see some people decide they love their full-time job, but they want to just have a couple of one-to-one clients on the side to do this deeper, fulfilling work and bring in some extra income. And then I've seen people who don't want to have their own business as well, but they use the coaching experience to help them in whatever their current role and job is in their full-time job. So there's no right or wrong way to use your coach training. Let it show up in the way that it needs to show up. I've also seen a lot of coaches who think that they're going to be coaching, full-time or part-time, and then they decide that they want to go back into the corporate world. But, they go back in with this like new way of looking at life and this new way of showing up. And it's going to benefit you no matter how you use the coaching skills and how they come out to play. So you don't have to have it all figured out before saying yes to a coach training program. Just like we already talked about, if there's some sort of feeling in here that is telling you, I want this on some level, like trust that, surrender, and know that the universe will use it in your advantage to either help you to be happier and more fulfilled or make more money or to create a bigger impact. But you're going to get so much from your coach training experience. At least I know I did, and I know all the women and men that I've trained have as well. They completely transform and walk away just feeling more joyful and happier and confident and having deeper sense of purpose in their relationships and being in the world. So who doesn't want that?
Okay, so let's start talking about how to start your life coaching business in 2025. All right, so step one is you want to get clear on your why. I love this quote by Simon Sinek here. And if you haven't watched his TED Talk yet, you definitely need to do that. But he says, when we know why we do what we do, everything falls into place. When we don't, we have to push things into place. And I completely agree with that. Sometimes, as you know, starting new things and building a business can be really tough at times, and there can be a lot of self-doubt that wants to creep in. And so I find it's really helpful to always remember your why, or even put it in a place where you can see it every day. And that is going to be your biggest driving and motivating factor to keep you moving forward, even when things get tough and you start to doubt yourself. So think about, what's your why of wanting to become a life coach this year? And I want to challenge you to go a little bit deeper than just saying, well, I want to help people. I know that as life coaches, we all want to help people, myself included, but go a little bit deeper. Why do you want to become a life coach this year? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear your answer. Something else you can think about is your mission. Your mission, I feel, is it's more powerful than your why, and it can really drive you even more to want to go out there and to create something new. So you can think about, I'm on a mission to what? And you can put your answer down in the comments below. So I'll share with you really quick what my answers were when I decided to leave my full-time nursing career and become a life coach. I wanted to become a life coach because I felt that nursing wasn't my higher calling in life. And I knew that there was something else out there more waiting for me. And when I started working with my first life coach, I was so impressed with the work she was doing with me, how much my life was rapidly changing every week. And I remember just feeling, I want to do this with other people as well. I want people to hire me to help them to change and transform their life so they can accomplish anything that they want to do or have or become. And then I was on a mission to leave my job, retire as a nurse, and to work for myself full time. I knew that I could do it. I wanted it so bad that I couldn't see straight. And it was those two things what got me started with becoming a professional life coach. All right, so step 2 is you're going to want to get proper training and certification and ICF credentials. So ICF stands for the International Coaching Federation, and they are the accrediting body for life coaches and life coach training programs. They're the most recognized in the world right now. And they did a global consumer awareness study that showed that almost 8 in 10 people replied that it would be important or very important for their coach to hold a certification or credential. So as we talked about, life coaching is a rapidly growing industry, and more people are knowing that it's important for their coaches to get proper education and training before they work with them. Right. So at this time, you aren't required to have any formal coach education and training. But honestly, if this is something that you're really serious about and you want to do it part-time or full-time, why would you not want to get trained? Right. I always like to say, would you hire a doctor that is self-taught? No, that would be absolutely crazy. Right. Before you're going to work with a doctor, you would want to know, like, I want to make sure they've been properly educated and trained and board certified so I feel safe, right? It's the same thing. When people are hiring you and they're going to be investing, their hard-earned dollars with you, they want to know that you know what you're doing and you have the proper skills to get them the biggest results that they've ever wanted to create in their lives. So your training and education is incredibly important. And I've seen such a big difference with coaches before and after they go through training. Their confidence increases in our coach training program. The imposter syndrome starts to go away. And because of the confidence in themselves and they look at themselves as legit and a credible professional, they start to put themselves out there more and share about their coaching, talk about their coaching, treating themselves like a legit business and a professional. And I think that's really important because if you don't see yourself in that way, then other people won't see you in that way either. And just remember that your coaching is going to change a lot in coach training. With all my students that have joined the Born to Coach Training Academy, I'm guilty of this as well. We think a lot of times we have these natural coaching skills. People are already coming to us, reaching out for help and guidance, and they're walking away feeling more motivated and inspired. And so a lot of times we think, oh, well, I'm already a natural coach. I don't think there's that much more training I'm going to have to do. But the reality is the ICF methodology that we're going to teach you that has been studied for over decades now. This is not something that you're going to just naturally be born with. It's the same thing with therapy. Therapists have to go through a lot of education. They have to do 3,000 training hours before they can start working on their own because there's different skills and techniques that's going to be important for you to learn when working with one-on-one clients in order to help create that trust and safety, to set up that safe environment for them to open up and share and be vulnerable and do the powerful questioning, the active listening, making sure you're not giving advice, right? Those are all really important things that are going to help to change your clients' lives and get them to create new habits, new ways of thinking. And we'll teach you all of that inside the Born to Coach Training Academy. All right, step 3 is you're going to develop your coaching skills. So kind of a little bit what we're already going to from the last slide. I hear a lot of coaches say that they'll take like weekend courses from Udemy for a couple $100. And the reality is just watching videos and reading coaching books, they're not going to make you a good coach. This is a practice. You're going to have hundreds of hours of practice in order to really hone your skill set. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't be making money and find clients in the meantime. You definitely can, which is great, but you are going to need to put in the practice. We always say that it's a good idea to start practicing on friends and family first. And then in coach training, you'll have a peer coach that you can practice on as well. And then in the Born to Coach Training Academy, we do skills labs on the weekends where we have a volunteer coach, a volunteer client, and they practice coaching for 20 minutes. And then I'll give them feedback afterwards. And then something we also do in the Born to Coach Training Academy is we review your recorded coaching calls that you're doing with a peer as well to keep giving you feedback and showing you where there might be, some bad coaching habits showing up, and how we can help you to keep improving your skills as a coach, and working with a mentor coach in that way and having that feedback is absolutely essential to become the best coach you can be. And so then what I recommend is to start off by offering free or intro rate coaching for a very low price. So that way you don't have any pressure while you're learning your coaching skill set, and you can be messy. The best way to practice is just to get out there and start coaching. This is going to really help you to build your confidence and your testimonials. And then when you're ready, you can start offering anywhere between 50 to 150 per session. I see a lot of new coaches start out at the $50 per hour range. That's what I first started out as. And then, or if you want to put it together as a package, you can charge anywhere between $1,000 to $3,000 per package. Now, there's no hardcore rules that say that you have to do this or you can or can't, just if you want to get some ideas of what new coaches are charging around. Okay, so the fourth step is you're going to want to, I say, date your niche. We put a lot of pressure on ourselves to know our niche, what it is right away. And I think that is ludicrous. The reality is that your niche is going to find you. And what you need to do is you just need to coach anyone and everyone who's going to let you coach them. And I want you to, by doing this, you're going to pay attention to the topics that really light you up and what people are starting to reach out to you for help around. And then with time, you're going to start to notice your niche developing from that place. So you do not, one of the biggest questions I get before people join coach training is, do I have to have my niche figured out? And no, you absolutely do not. We do not expect you to know that right away. That is something that will come with time once you start coaching people. But if, when you're getting out there and you want to start talking about your coaching and getting some pro bono clients, I always say that you are your own best client. So think about where you were, a couple years ago when you were struggling the most and you were ready to change your life and start getting help. That can be your niche for right now. So think about that version of yourself. And then when you're ready to start niching down, some of the benefits of that is you are going to come off as the authority and the expert, and people love to hire experts. It's going to make your marketing and program and content creation so much easier. So there is a lot of benefits to niching down. And then, but just know, even if you do decide to call yourself a general life coach, I call myself a life coach and spiritual business mentor. When you create your coaching offers or your coaching programs, there's still going to be a problem that you're helping to solve within each program that you offer. So you're still going to need to know, like, who is it that you're talking to? What are their desires, their pain points? So even if you call yourself a general life coach, you're still going to have a niche that you're working with. All right. Step 5 is you're going to create your coaching offer. So you have to have some kind of transformational container to have people go through in order to get results. So I always like to say, what is the journey or steps that you took to create your own transformation that can begin to start to create the coaching offer? So that's something to think about. You're welcome to put your answer down below in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And then here's a really simple, basic coaching offer that you could use to get started with. So something here could be like bi-weekly or weekly sessions. Usually they're around 60 minutes in length. And then you can create action plans at the end of each session with your clients. You can support your clients in between the sessions. And that's always a good idea to throw in a few bonuses to make the offer a little bit more juicy and help your clients to keep getting results. So things like maybe meditations or worksheets or books or tools or exercises that you use and love that you'd want to share with your clients. Now, the ICF in one of their studies found that 94% of coaches don't just offer coaching. I actually fall into that category. I love combining Reiki and hypnotherapy and consulting and mentoring in my coaching package as well. So just so you know, that is okay to do that. But you do want to learn how to run a solid coaching session from start to finish. So that way you're not showing up in other roles in your coaching session right away, and you know what the differences are. So that's why in coach training, we are going to teach you how to stay in the coaching role the whole time. But yeah, just so you know, you do have the freedom and flexibility to combine other, passions, interests, training, certifications into your offer. And then you want to think about how many clients do you need to enroll to hit your financial goal? So let's say, kind of want to start with the end in mind. So let's say you have a goal of you want to be making $5,000 months. Well, then you need to have at least 5 clients that are paying you $1,000 per month. And maybe it's a 3-month package and you set for $3,000. And so, right, that's how you can start to think about the income you want to create and how many clients you have to be signing on to create that. All right. And step 6 is you're going to start to build an audience and a marketing strategy. So some coaches like to do more stuff online. That's me. Other coaches prefer to do more things in person. Regardless, or if you want to do more things in person, you're still going to have somewhat of an online presence because that's the world that we live in right now. But you can decide, what is your favorite way to connect with people and support people? Is it online? Is it in person? Is it a little bit of both? And I always like to say, where you're already consistently showing up to consume content and you have the habit there, that's going to be the best place to start building an audience and creating content. For me, it was Facebook. I loved already showing up to Facebook and going live and creating posts there. And so that's where I started building my business from. And then I like to teach something called intuitive marketing. So this is where you get to tap into your intuition, and your intuition is going to tell you everything that you need to know about building a successful business. A couple years into my journey, my intuition started telling me that I need to create a YouTube channel, even though that was very scary and overwhelming to get that message. And something inside of me just said, there's going to be people out there on YouTube searching for how to become a life coach. And obviously, you're here now for a reason. And I'm so glad I listened to my intuition. So where's your intuition telling you to show up and help support your people? Let me know down in the comments. Okay, and then if you don't like the word marketing, you can call it visibility. And you do want to create a visibility plan, stick to it every week to start to see results. Like for me, I create a new YouTube video every week or 4 videos a month. I create a new podcast episode every week. So you want to set a goal for how much content you want to be creating every week, and then do something realistic that you can easily show up and successfully hit that every week. You can also start networking and collaborating with people. And then also you're going to start off with creating organic marketing or free marketing. So free marketing is things like YouTube videos or podcast episodes or reels or Instagram posts or Facebook posts. I would recommend don't spend any money for paid ads right now. You want to find something that really works and is growing your audience size and finding you clients before you start throwing money into it. If you start throwing money into something before you know it works, you're going to waste a lot of money. And I see it happen all the time. And I would recommend hold off on making a website right now. I actually did not have a website the first 6 months of working with clients. There's other ways that you can share your information with people. You can do that through like Linktree and Instagram, or you can do it through create a PDF and Canva. I just see a lot of coaches spend way too much time trying to create a professional website. They don't even have their offers figured out right yet. They don't have their niche figured out, and they waste so much time and money on this website. And so I think the most important thing you can do right now is getting educated and trained to become, a high quality coach, and then getting out there and coaching as many people as possible, and then paying attention to the words that your clients are using. And those words will start to create your offers and start to create the words on your website. Okay, step 7 is you're going to set up your business infrastructure. So that's things like creating an LLC, setting up a separate business bank account, setting up your legal contract, and then business insurance. And then you also got to think about the different tools you're going to be using for your scheduling system, your CRM. So this is something where you'll do note taking with your clients, and then send contracts and manage all of your client stuff in one place. The email platform you're going to use with your email list, and then the video conferencing you're going to use to host your calls if you're doing online calls. And then don't worry if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, like, I don't know, what are all the things I need right now? Or what are all the best platforms to use to get a life coaching business started? I thought about all that already for you. I created a freebie called the Life Coach Starter Checklist. The link is below the video that you can download that today. And I give you a checklist of all the things that I use to run my private life coaching business, and the links to that I think could be really helpful for you too. Okay, step 8 is sales and client enrollment. So you're going to want to get good at getting on the phone and being able to confidently sell your coaching offer in order to start enrolling clients. And this is something that we really focus a lot of time on in semester 2 inside the Born to Coach Training Academy. On the weekends, we have business skills labs where you get to practice in a safe learning environment, running discovery calls with a pretend client, and then getting feedback on that. And so here's how we break down a discovery call, which is just a coach name for a sales call, essentially. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to build rapport with your client to create that trust and safety. And then you're going to create your opening statement here, positioning yourself as that authority and that expert, because remember, people like to hire experts. And then you're going to go ahead and start interviewing the client. We have some specific questions that you're going to ask to understand the client's goals and make sure that working with a coach is going to be a good fit for them. Then you're going to start to share the details of your coaching offer. There might be some objectives come up. So we have a formula that you can use to help overcome objectives in a way that's not pushy and not salesy. And then depending on what your client says, hopefully they say yes, then you'll take them through the steps, getting them onboarded and ready to start working with you. Okay, step 9 is you're going to launch and test your services. So I always think it's a good idea, if you have not taken someone from start to finish through your coaching program, that you start with a couple of beta clients. So either they're not paying you or they're paying you a really low rate. And then you can say, I'm going to offer this to you for free in exchange for a testimonial and referrals at the end. And I always liked to let your clients help you co-create your offer. I always think it's a good idea to let your clients help you co-create your offer. They can give you feedback in the moment, and you can really make sure that you are creating the content that your clients need, and you're not spending all this time creating a program on your own that they don't want or is not going to be useful for them. And then once you start to see your clients getting results, then that's when it's time to start charging money. And then the last thing is you're going to scale your coaching business. So I always recommend for new coaches to start off with one-on-one coaching clients. You don't have to, but I think it's a great way to start. That's how I started. And then what happens is once you start to see enough people struggling with the same problems and wanting to create the same goals that you're working with, then you can start to create things like group coaching, online courses, digital products, retreats, memberships, or you can combine one-on-one coaching with group coaching. That's actually my personal favorite thing. It's what I offer right now. I don't just work with clients one-on-one anymore. I like to sell group programs, and then I do one-on-one coaching with people in the group programs. Oh, and this is a picture here of one of my past classes at our Sedona retreat that's included inside the Born to Coach Training Academy. We were doing a mala bead workshop here. Okay, so really quick, I wanted to let you guys know that we are enrolling for the Born to Coach Training Academy. We do have some spots open, and I'd love for you guys to consider joining us if you're ready to become a professional coach this year. So if you're curious to know what happens inside an ICF accredited coach training program and the results that you can get, by the end of our program, you'll be qualified to apply for your ACC or your PCC credential through the International Coaching Federation. I currently have my PCC credential. You're going to feel confident to coach anyone around any type of topic or problem that they bring to you. And then you're going to be charging a minimum of $3,000 to $5,000 per person for your coaching programs. You can charge more or less, but that's usually the amount that we like to see our students charging for their packages. You're going to know how to create those consistent paying clients by the end of each month. And you'll have the opportunity to get hired for companies as a professional coach, like some of those companies we talked about earlier in the video. And you're going to have a brand new career that honors your life purpose, your higher calling, your mission, your purpose in life, allows you to get paid to share your gifts with others. I don't think there's anything else greater in life than that. You're going to make lifelong coaching friends from all over the world. I am still so close with so many of the women that I went through coach training with back in 2017. All right. And in semester one, these are some of the things we're going to teach you to become a transformational coach. We're going to teach you about the ethics, embodying a coaching mindset, forming the coaching agreement at the beginning of the session, creating a trust and safety in the environment, developing your coaching presence, becoming a better listener, asking powerful and thought-provoking questions, how to do goal setting, accountability, and facilitating client growth at the end of the session, navigating grief and loss with clients, and also making sure that you're doing creating inclusive programs for your clients. And then semester two is all about building a successful coaching business. So we're going to make sure that your coaching business is properly and securely and legally set up the right way. We're going to talk more about creating your unique niche and creating your signature coaching offer, where you're going to learn in our sales and discovery call method. And then we're going to teach you a special method to start creating your first paying clients. And we'll give you all the documents to get you ready to start onboarding new clients. And then we'll also teach you how to create a marketing plan to start authentically putting yourself out there, creating your coaching brand, and earning ICF credentials. And here are 3 bonuses that are included as well. You get a luxury weekend retreat in Sedona, Arizona. This counts for 25 training hours for the program. You're going to get an attorney-approved one-to-one coaching contract that you can use with your clients. And you also get a personalized birth chart reading So this is going to be like a blueprint to help you get started with building your business and know the best way for you to build a successful coaching business using astrology. So next steps, if you're ready to go, you can go onto our website at borntocoach.org/certification, and you can literally get enrolled today. Or if you still have some more personal questions, you want to talk to me first, you can book a decision-making call. Here's the link. I also have the call below the video too. All right, Coach, it was so awesome getting to work with you today. Thank you so much for watching my video. And make sure that you like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.